Ugh, so many steps. So this is quite fascinating. I've been listening to that audiobook on The Art of the Impossible by Stephen Kotler, and he talks about knowledge acquisition, and he recommends picking 5 books on a topic that you want to, learn the fundamentals of. Start with the most popular, bestseller. It could be fiction, it could be non-fiction, and then essentially blast through these books where you start with something that's popular, and then you move into something that's increasingly technical over time. So by the time you get to the 5th book, it's super technical. It's about as technical as it gets on that particular topic. And the reason why he approaches it in that way is that the first book should always be something that ignites your passion, gets you excited, because you're not going to care so much about the technical jargon. But then as you get more into it, you find those details more tantalizing, so you start to crave that technical knowledge. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can apply this to my own knowledge acquisition as well, because I think I need it for sure for the business. Yeah, buddy. All right, so a couple of lines of thought that I wanted to bring up. One is all around my nervousness about the timelines, because I've set myself 6 months to achieve product market fit, but one of the classic things that folks say is these kind of endeavors, generally, projects in general, take 3 times as long as we expect them to, and tend to have half the impact of what we expect as well. So with that in mind, what does that mean here? So 6 months, well, maybe it will actually take 18 months to achieve product market fit. 6 months was always ambitious, but then I'm like, well, come on, 18 months. I know it's probably going to be the case, but no, I can't think this way. 6 months, I set out to achieve 6 months. So if that's the case, what does that actually mean? Now, if I was to divide that by 2 months, how would I attempt to achieve product market fit in 2 months? So, it obviously just gets crazier and crazier, but these are the kind of questions I've been asking myself now. So it's kind of got me thinking right, I've started setting revenue targets, even though with this kind of stuff, you can never really expect life to go your way with anything, but at least it kind of has helped me to become more aggressive with how I approach this stuff. So, my 6-month target has now become my 2-month target, both in terms of user numbers or weekly active users and revenue. And then I've basically set new revenue targets based on that. Because to be honest, guys, for me, this business needs to be bootstrapped. I cannot rely on investment. Now, of course, that'd be a nice to have. And at some point, of course, I do need to get investment once I feel like I'm showing some element of product market fit. But until then, especially considering the way the economy is right now, the way the market is, I cannot rely on investment. I have to bootstrap this the best way I can. I have to rely on revenue to fund the business. Let's be honest, the way the market is right now, with the war in Ukraine, the way we're basically heading into a recession right now, potentially already in a recession, it's just, it would be daft of me to think I'm going to get investment easily, especially without product market fit. So yeah, understandably, nervous about it all. So with that in mind, I'm becoming more aggressive, even more so than usual, to hit the targets that I need to hit, so I can make sure I bootstrap this properly. The other thing as well, people have asked me, hey, why don't you try accelerators and all that stuff? Right now, I think it's a distraction. Going back to the point around, I want to achieve product market fit or some element of that first before I hit any kind of investment. Same goes for accelerators as well. Right now, all I care about is building product, having as much fun as possible, talking to users, learning, building. After that, I'll worry about accelerators and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the matter. So yeah, one of the questions I asked myself in my journal, because I love journaling, as you know, the question I've asked myself is, how would the founder wrath of tomorrow beat the founder wrath of today? And I was thinking, right, well, I need to get paying users as soon as possible. In fact, I set myself a target of getting 2 paying users by next week. 2, like, that already sounds impossible for me. But if I was to do that, what would that look like? So I just thought, you know what? I'll just draft a post on Reddit and ask people if they want to sign up, because it's got a price on it now. My service has a price, which already sounds daunting, but I know the value is there. Like, I have 100% belief in the value. So I just need to put myself out there. So I'm going to draft a Reddit post. In fact, my mate, Carl, he mentioned that maybe what I need to do if I'm worried about coming across as salesman-y is be honest, like be relatable, like actually post my story. Like, you know, I'll be upfront and I'll say, look, this is the product I'm building. It is a business. You know, I want it to be a business. But this is my story. This is why it matters to me. Like, why is social support so important? So, you know, be vulnerable, like being completely vulnerable, because I don't want to hide behind some kind of weird businessy smokescreen. I want to be as upfront as possible about this. So, you know, I'll be honest, say, look, this is a business, but this is my story. This is why this is important. And potentially, you know, there'll be folks on Reddit who'll relate to that and be like, okay, this kind of makes sense. And actually, I think I'll provide some actual advice as well. Say, look, this worked for me so far, like building a social support. Like, these are specific actions that I took that helped me. And then, yeah, I guess there'll be a call to action and just say, look, if this is something that you found valuable, just give me a nudge, sign up, and we can continue to work together. So I'm going to pop that on Reddit tomorrow. So yeah, great advice from my friend Carl. He's just reminded me about that. That's important to be relatable. These are things like, you know, you think you should know, but then you just forget when you're like right there, when it's your baby, like you're in the weeds building a business and you forget about some of the basics. So this is really, really helpful. Kenny's still doing well, as you can see. Good old Kenny, who wants to be blurred. Anyhow, enough of that.